Klarschor Scheiße, kannst du die Kacke.
Good evening and welcome back to the evening session of day 2 of the Irish Short Course Championships of 2021. Got a really stacked card full of brilliant action this evening. We had a fantastic morning session, a long but really rewarding session, and we're starting off our evening session straight away with the female 400 metre individual medley junior final. Just the 3 swimmers for the junior final, starting off in lane number 3. Closest to us from Nova Centurion is the 14-year-old Niamh Burstein. In between them is the 16-year-old from Natar West in London, that is Rachel Harris. And in the far lane from your eye line at this moment in time is the 14-year-old from Trojan, and it is Ellie Campbell in lane number 5. So the junior final of the intermediate, or in the individual medley, should I say. As I mentioned, we've got a stacked card full of brilliant races this evening. Starting off with the junior transition and open finals of the individual medleys for females first, and then on to the males. So we're off for the evening session here of day 2 of the Irish Short Course Championships. And a very solid start from all 3. Well, they're going to have to do all 4 disciplines in this medley race, 100 metres of each, so 4 lengths of the pool each. Starting off with the butterfly, they'll then go to the backstroke, then the breaststroke, and then the freestyle to finish. And it was Niamh Burstein at the 50-metre mark that was in front from Harris in between them in lane 4, and Campbell just behind in lane 5 for Trojan. Heading to the last part of their first discipline here. In the prelims this morning, Rachel Harris with the quickest time of these 3, 5:21.75. Campbell 5:24.38 and Burstein 5:28.65. And Harris the first to touch at the 100-metre mark of 1:13.92. Burstein just outside 1:14. Campbell 1:15.81 as they now set off for the backstroke portion of this junior final. We'll be going quickly on to the transition final afterwards, which is a full field of 10, and the open final after that as well, which should lead for some mouth-watering action. So make sure to stay tuned for the next 2.5 hours on the Swim Ireland YouTube channel. Should be some pulsating viewing of a Friday night, and these two are inseparable. Harris maybe just 1:54.08. Burstein 1:54.15, Campbell 1:56.11 at the 150-metre mark. Harris may be just getting in front of Burstein now. Ellie Campbell back in third. We saw earlier today, though, in these medley races, just how much things can change very quickly based off the discipline these swimmers are swimming. Some can favour certain parts of the race and maybe struggle on others, but these two are still absolutely bang on together. Burstein getting the call on that occasion at the 200-metre mark, 2:34.01 to Harris 2:34.02 as they head to the breaststroke portion of the medley. Many different ways you can go about the breaststroke, and we're seeing Harris just getting the upper hand at this stage from Burstein, and Ellie Campbell, as you can see, making up ground in this discipline. Ellie Campbell with a strong breaststroke so far. Heading to the 250-metre mark, and Harris now definitively in the lead from Campbell, maybe just. It went to Burstein on the clock by 0.02 of a second, just goes to show how close those two are. But Harris now a little bit ahead and beginning to build a gap from Ellie Campbell coming into second. Burstein slightly struggling with the breaststroke part of this medley, having been up there with Harris in the early junctures. Harris now building up a couple of seconds advantage here over Ellie Campbell, and Burstein in second and third. As I mentioned, Harris from one of our visitors, Natar West in London, and is there in 4:03.85 as she sets off for the freestyle, the final 100 metres. So 4 more lengths off the pool. Campbell 4 seconds behind, Burstein 4:09.58. But Harris really beginning to turn the screw here, as the times in the prelims may have suggested that she would. But she's now well clear of Campbell and Burstein. Harris with a really strong freestyle here, going well clear. And she's just got the 50 metres to go. 2 more lengths of the field for Rachel Harris to potentially pick up the junior final here. Campbell and Burstein in second and third, but Harris with just 25 metres to go, looking to maybe break that prelim time of 5:21.75. Looks like she's well on her way to doing so. A really good swim from the Natar West swimmer. She's in 5:13.82. A very good swim, and she takes the junior final. Rachel Harris from Ellie Campbell in second for Trojan, 5:21.86, and Burstein 5:25.03. Brilliant swims from all three improving considerably on their preliminary time earlier on this morning. So well done to Rachel Harris, the winner of that. And it's just going up on the board there that Ellie Campbell has been disqualified in lane 5. So we'll try and figure out the rationale behind that, but the Trojan swimmer has been disqualified. So Harris from Burstein in the junior final. And that completes our first event of the evening, and we'll be moving swiftly on to the transition final for the 400 metre women's medley. And going through this full field, starting off in the lane closest to us, in lane 0, that is Alana Burns-Acken from Banbridge. In lane 1 is Eva Bailey from New Ross. In 2 is Emma Demont from Nova Centurion. In 3 is Poppy Matthias from Swim Belfast. In 4 is Amelia Urry from Bangor. In 5 is Lara McAvoy from ALS. In 6 is Hannah O'Connor from Limerick. In 7 is Heather Fain from Dolphin. In 8 is Katie Waters from Galway. And in 9 is Ruth Kelly from New Ross. So the transition final about to take place there. All 10 lanes occupied. Amelia Urry with the strongest preliminary time this morning, 5:11.59, missing out on the open final by around 2 seconds in the process. But that being said, 3 swimmers in O'Connor, McAvoy and Matthias, all in the 5:12 as well. So this could well be quite tight. Early on, it might be lane 4, it might be Urry that's going to be the first to rise here. It is just 4, right on the near side here in lane 0. A good early swim from Alana Burns-Acken. Over in 7 as well, that's Heather Fain, who is in 3rd. Lara McAvoy in 4. Katie Waters from Galway in 5. But it is Amelia Urry at the moment out in front. And Burns-Acken in lane 0 with a really big swim on the butterfly section here, and potentially is in front here. Burns-Acken right near to us. As you can see from that ground level shot, Burns-Acken right beside us, and is definitively in the lead at the 100 metre mark from Amelia Urry. Heather Fain in 3rd. Lara McAvoy 4th, Poppy Matthias 5th, Katie Waters 6th, Ruth Kelly 7th, Damont, then O'Connor and Bailey at this moment as they go to the backstroke, and it's still Burns Atkin. Just maybe. Heather Fain over in 7 for Dolphin with a big swim. Lane 3, Poppy Matthias getting right into it here for Swim Belfast on the backstroke portion. Lane 5, a good swim from Lara McAvoy as well from ALS as Burns Atkin will relinquish the lead, and it's going to be Heather Fain from Matthias, McAvoy, Urry, Burns Atkin back to 5th, Katie Waters still in 6th. And it's very good from Matthias in 3 here, potentially taking over here in the backstroke. Poppy Matthias and Heather Fain neck and neck at the 175 metre mark. Lara McAvoy through into 3rd with Katie Waters with a big swim on the far side in 8, maybe just into 4th. Urry has dropped back into 5th. Ruth Kelly on the right far side with a good backstroke as well, and it's Matthias at the halfway stage, 2:28.35 from Fain, McAvoy, Waters in 4th, Urry 5th, Kelly 6th, O'Connor 7th. Now here comes the breaststroke. Over just under halfway, or past halfway should I say, just under half of the race still to go, and it is Matthias from Heather Fain, and now Lara McAvoy from ALS really getting involved into this race. Urry getting back into it in 4. Waters is still out there in 8. In 6 making ground is Hannah O'Connor as well from Limerick, beginning to get involved. Very close here between McAvoy. McAvoy had it at that 3:12.17 from 3:12.33 from Matthias. In 3rd is Fain now. Urry 4th. Katie Waters in 5th. Still making relentless progress is Hannah O'Connor in lane 6. But it is definitely Lara McAvoy at the 275 metre mark. Lara McAvoy with a really strong swim here for ALS in the breaststroke from Matthias in 2nd. Urry through for 3rd now. Fain is still there. McAvoy and Waters. And it's Lara McAvoy heading out for the freestyle at 3:53.95 in front of Matthias. Then Urry, Fain, O'Connor and Waters. 100 still to swim. Now 75 for Lara McAvoy, who's out in front of Matthias in the transition final of the women's 400 metre medley. McAvoy, but Matthias coming back. Now Poppy Matthias from Swim Belfast, going to be very close at the 50 metre mark, and it's just McAvoy, but within a second is Matthias, and Matthias is beginning to go by in lane 3. Matthias may be in front of McAvoy. Then in 6 is Hannah O'Connor still making ground. Heather Fain is 4th. Then Amelia Urry, should I say, and then Katie Waters, but it is definitively now Poppy Matthias who's come forward of Lara McAvoy, and Poppy Matthias is going to take the transition final. Well done, Poppy Matthias. 5:06.35, a great swim. McAvoy in 2nd, 5:07.35. 3rd was Hannah O'Connor, 5:09.71. Fain in 4th, Katie Waters up for 5th. Urry 6th, Damont 7th, Bailey, Kelly and Burns Atkin, who started so well. A very good swim from Poppy Matthias. 5:06.35 was 5:12 this morning, so a real improvement on that, and plenty of them improving on this morning's swims. Lara McAvoy with a good swim of 5:07, 5 seconds below. Hannah O'Connor 3 seconds below as well. Heather Fain with another solid swim from the Dolphin 16-year-old, 5 seconds below. Katie Waters rapidly improved on this morning, 8 seconds better than her effort in the preliminaries. So well done to all involved, and the transition final goes to Poppy Matthias of Swim Belfast. And that's going to bring us on to the open final of the 400 metre individual medley for the women. This should be a fascinating clash, and it was a fantastic effort from Freya Colbert this morning. 4:35.26 her prelim time. She's going to be the one to beat. Starting off though in lane 0, that's Evie Johnson from Nova Centurion. In lane 1 is Ciara Aiken from Ards. In 2 is Kate Morris from Nova. In lane 3 is Electra Lebel, the swimmer from Greece. In 4 is the aforementioned Freya Colbert from Nova. In 5 is Emma Erskine from Nova Centurion. In 6 is Livia Kingsland from Nova Centurion. In 7, the 14-year-old from Ards, Grace Davison. In 8 is Martina Valletta from ASA Malta. And in 9 is Rebecca Friel from Aura Swim Club. So 10 very good swimmers there, and this is going to be a tough ask for all of them. This 400 metre medley, always a demanding race for all swimmers. So Colbert in 4, Erskine in 5 with the second fastest qualifying time. Lebel closer to us in 3, always a threat given how she's performed already in the first 2 days. And they're away in the open final. Bearing in mind as well, there's Irish national medals up for grabs here. And also commemorative medals as they're past the 25 mark, and it's been a strong start. It's Liebel in 3, it's Colbert in 4, over in 7, a good start from Grace Davison. In 2 as well from Kate Morris, and it's probably just Liebel at the first change. 30.24 at 50, a good start from Liebel. Freya Colbert right there beside her. Just nearer to us, Morris in 2, Erskine's in 5, in 7 is Davison. It's a relentless early pace there. And potentially just Colbert now coming out in front there of Liebel. The two of these are a little bit on from Kate Morris in 3rd, with Erskine into 4, but it's definitely Freya Colbert. 104.77 at the 100 metre point, and it is Colbert from Liebel, Morris 3rd, Erskine 4th, Ciara Aiken on the near side for Ards in 5th, Livia Kingsland in lane 6 was 6th, Grace Davison over there in lane 7 as well. But Colbert now beginning to already show her quality in this event, going a bit clear of Liebel, who will be more at home in the freestyle later on. But the bird may have already flown here. Freya Colbert, 139.55 at 150. Prelim time of 4:35.26. Well, that will be on her mind. Liebel 2nd, Erskine through into 3rd now from Morris in 4th. Might be Livia Kingsland in 5th now in lane 6 for Nova Centurion as well. Good representation from them, 4 of the top 5 at the moment, and it is at the halfway stage. Colbert 2:14.73 as she heads off for the breaststroke part. Liebel in 2nd in pursuit. Erskine in 3rd, trying her best. Also getting into it in the minor places is Kingsland, who's now trying to duel away with Morris for 4th. Grace Davison still there in 6th, best of the Irish at this moment. Freya Colbert still well out in front here though. This has really been a very, very strong swim at the 250 metre mark. She gets there at 2:52.95. Liebel's just hanging on for second at the moment from Emma Erskine. Yeah, it's Liebel 3.78, Erskine 3.01, Morrison 3.03, Kingsland 3.04. Davison is sixth with Ciara Aiken still there for Ards on the near side. They're battling it out for an Irish gold medal here as Freya Colbert continues on her merry way at the moment. Freya Colbert, very impressive thus far, well clear of Erskine and Liebel, who are right beside each other in second. Freya Colbert 3:32.11 as she goes off for the freestyle. 100 metres to go for Freya Colbert. 4:35 her time this morning. Liebel now in second, a definitive second from Erskine. Liebel's preference does usually be the freestyle. Morris now back into fourth from Kingsland, Davison, and then Ciara Aiken. 50 to go for Colbert, 4:03.72. She's going to be very close to her morning time, Freya Colbert. She might not break it, but she's going to be very close to it. She's going to touch the last 25, 4:19. 4:35.26 is what she's looking to beat. Looks like it's going to be very similar. Freya Colbert putting in an exhibition in the medley here with a fantastic swim. 4:34.21. Better than this morning by over a second. Excellent swim from Freya Colbert in lane 4. Liebel coming through for second for Greece in 4:46.23. Erskine in third at 4:49. It's just going to be Kingsland getting the nod for fourth from Kate Morris, and Grace Davison through for sixth, and she'll win an Irish gold medal from Ciara Aiken from Ards in seventh. Then Martina Valletta from ASA Malta, Evie Johnson and Rebecca Friel. A high standard from these swimmers, and well done to Freya Colbert. A seriously impressive performance. Well, Freya Colbert takes it from Electra Liebel. Emma Erskine back in third. Grace Davison, the 14-year-old from Ards, going to pick up a gold medal for the Irish contingent. Moving on now, we will be going to the men's 400 metre medley. Starting off with the transition final. We've got a transition final and an open final for these two events. We're back for the transition final of the men's 400 metre medley. Starting off in lane 0, right below us is Killian Langton, Ben Merrigan in 1, Sean Donnellan in 2, Niall McGeown in 3, James Cummings Candle in 4, Cormac Donnellan in 5, Alexander McAleer in 6, Michael Keogh in 7, Benji Cummings in 8, and Angus Cook in 9. And they're off, and I'm absolutely delighted to be joined in the commentary box by the chairman of Swim Ireland, Peter Conway. Peter, how are you?
Not so bad, Andrew. How are you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad, and it's brilliant to be back at a championship like this.
Yeah, it's absolutely a pleasure. Pleasure to be here and to see things in short course over the last while. We've seen some long course events going on. It's great to see the short course side of things and to see the array of talent that's on view this evening and throughout the week.
And obviously these championships weren't being able to take place last year. Really important for not only Swim Ireland but also the competitors from overseas to get that opportunity to come and compete.
Well, it's particularly important for all of our competitors to be able to be here and to pit themselves against the best in Ireland, but it also brings an additional spice to it to have overseas visitors. And again, in a period of time where our swimmers haven't been able to measure themselves against international competition over the last 2 years effectively, this will give them a good feel for where they fit in the overall picture.
At the first turn there, after the first 100 metres, it was McGeown in first from Donnellan in lane 5, Cummings Candle in third as they move to the backstroke portion of the medley. I suppose, really, Peter, it has been a difficult couple of years. It's been a difficult couple of years for everybody, but especially here in Swim Ireland.
Yeah, certainly challenging, I suppose, how you would describe it, Andrew. No more than other sports. We've been faced with a lot of issues that we had to deal with, particularly being predominantly an indoor sport for our competitive side. We paid a very high price. Our swimmers in general had less access to training facilities apart from our performance squad, which had the best of facilities here available to them at the NAC. But in general, it's been really tough, and it's great to see so many coming back and see such strong times in performance, because I think, again, in swimming, as much as in any other sport, there's a whole lot of uncertainty as to how quickly people would get back up to the standard that they were at before COVID.
Yeah, McGeown still out in front for Banbridge as they move to the breaststroke. Both Cummings Candle and Cormac Donnellan from Ards and Glenalbyn respectively, both with big swims at the moment. The three of them clear here in the transition final as they meet the 2:25 point. And you're a strong advocate for participation in swimming, Peter. Obviously it's been great to see people coming back in the last couple of months and uptaking the sport.
Well, we've had, and a tribute has to be paid, particularly in the competitive sense, to our coaches and to all of the support teams that have helped to get us back to a situation where, like tonight, we can see such strong competition going on. That applies to teachers as well, in the pure participation sense, where we had a year or two of school children who learn to swim programs and who now are trying to make up lost ground, and there's a huge amount of effort going on. And yet, even from today, it looked as if there will be further uncertainty across the board as time moves on. But I think the swimming and the whole aquatic community has put in huge effort to ensure that whenever it was possible for us to provide facilities for our members and for those who wanted to learn, that we were able to do that.
Very good. We've got Niall McGeown with 75 metres to go out in front here in lane 3 of Cummings Candle in 4. These two coming clear now of Cormac Donnellan in lane 5. We saw many very tight finishes last night to plenty of the finals. I'm sure we'll be seeing the exact same. We've got 50 metres to go here, and it was just Cummings Candle at 4:09 from McGeown, 4:09.56. Donnellan in third at 4:13. Cummings Candle beginning to just get the upper hand now on McGeown. Ards from Banbridge here. James Cummings Candle from Niall McGeown, should I say. Cormac Donnellan back in third. It looks like it's going to go to Cummings Candle just, even though a last thrust from McGeown. It's Cummings Candle at 4:40.19. A very good swim from Cummings Candle. He was 4:47 this morning. 4:40 beats McGeown, and Donnellan in third. Michael Keogh in 4. McAleer back in 5, Cook 6, Donlan, Merrigan, and then Cummings and Langton. I suppose, Peter, you've been involved in the Board of Swim Ireland for a couple of years now. During these tough times and during these uncertain times, as you mentioned, what are you doing kind of at boardroom level to try and make it as facilitating as possible for young people and old people trying to get into the sport?
Well, in an awful lot of areas, Andrew, we've had to be innovative in what we've supported within the organisation. We've had, particularly on the participation side, we've seen huge growth in the Me on the Water programme and membership for swimmers who wouldn't normally fit inside our competitive categories, and we've seen huge growth in open water as well, from people who became dippers and affiliated themselves with us, all the way through to the open water programs that have been run, either Leinster Open Sea or racing that has gone on in Munster and Ulster and Connacht, introducing more and more people to that aspect of competitive swimming, without it being at Olympic level or at international level all the time.
A very big race coming up now for us to watch here, Peter, with the 400 metre open individual medley for the men's. Starting off closest to us in lane 0 from ASA Malta is Andrei Camilleri. In 1 is Luke Geel from Nova Centurion. In lane 2 is Cyril Hansen-Shaper from Nova Centurion. In 3 is Evan Bailey from New Ross. In 4 is Caden McCarthy from Mallow Swans down in Cork. In lane 5 is Daniel Kennedy from Ards. In lane 6 is Adam Wilson from Banbridge. In 7 is Matthew Hand from Ards. In 8 is Ronan Kilcoyne from Sligo. And in 9 is Ronan Fahy from Trojan. You can always feel when they get to these big races, Peter, there's always a dimming in the sound around the stadium. You can feel kind of tension in the air.
Yeah, I suppose that air of expectation, Andrew, where we're beginning to look at the combination of, I suppose, physical prowess and technical excellence being combined, and when we get to the sharp end of any competition, as we've seen, I suppose, in the World Short Course over the last couple of days as well. And I suppose it'd be remiss of me to let that pass without mentioning Ellen Walsh, particularly for for her medal. And also Mona for a 4th, and I saw earlier on Jack McMillan 11th in the 200 free. I mean, we're improving and stepping up all the time, and I'm hoping that we'll finish out that Worlds with even stronger performances. As you mentioned here, you can feel at the moment the gun goes in a final like this, you can see people already out standing and then sitting down watching their COVID restrictions. Everybody wants to cheer.
Indeed, a very strong start from all 10 of these swimmers. Some excellent times on this morning, and it's going to be a fascinating clash here. McCarthy in lane 4 with the strongest time, and he's right up there at the moment, but it was McCarthy actually at the touch at 50 metres from Hansen-Shaper. Evan Bailey is in there as well. Daniel Kennedy in 4th, Matthew Hand in 5th. Caden McCarthy here for the Mallow Swans, just out in front at 75. Daniel Kennedy is in lane 5. He's just moved into 2nd. Evan Bailey still right there, as is Hansen-Shaper in 2. Then it's lane 1. Luke Geel with a big swim for the first 100 as they move on to the backstroke. 58.64 for Caden McCarthy, out very fast. 4:23 this morning was what he posted, and he's already a couple of lengths clear here of potentially Daniel Kennedy just in 2nd. Hansen-Shaper and Bailey right beside in lanes 3 and 2. Caden McCarthy already quite well clear at the 150 mark. 1:31.19 continues to be going out very quickly here. Caden McCarthy. It might be lane 2 now. Hansen-Shaper in 2nd. Kennedy is there. Evan Bailey's still there. Lane 6, Adam Wilson getting involved for Banbridge. But at the moment, it doesn't look like anyone's going to get to Caden McCarthy as they move towards the halfway stage. Caden McCarthy at halfway in 2:03.04. Second's going to be Hanson Shaper, 2:07.91. Kennedy third, Bailey 4, Wilson 5, Geel 6. As they move to the breaststroke. And this was a richly anticipated performance to see Caden McCarthy here in tonight's individual medley final. And he's certainly living up to it at the moment. He is well clear of Daniel Kennedy, who's through into second. Big swim from Adam Wilson from Banbridge in 6. He might just have third at the moment. But McCarthy 2:38.43 as he heads towards the 275 metre mark from Kennedy. Adam Wilson in 6 with a really big swim on the breaststroke. But Caden McCarthy continues to serve it up to them out in front. He did come in here with the strongest time, 3 seconds quicker than any other swimmer this morning. But he's going to move to the freestyle at 3:14.62. And he'll be searching a better time than this morning. Kennedy still in second for Ards. Third is Adam Wilson for Banbridge. Evan Bailey in 4th for New Ross, but he's got a very good freestyle leg in him. It is Caden McCarthy. Still well clear, Caden McCarthy. Kennedy in 5. In 6 is Wilson. In 3 is Bailey. He's in 4th. But Caden McCarthy already onto his last 50 in 3:45.42. This could be an almighty swim. Kennedy 3:54.06. Bailey through for third now, showing his prowess in the freestyle to get into the medals. But it is Caden McCarthy putting in a super performance. 4:23 this morning, remember. He's going to smash that out of the water. 4:15.51. What a swim from Caden McCarthy from Mallow. 4:15.51. Second for Daniel Kennedy. 4:23. A great swim from him. Bailey in third. 4:24. Wilson in 4th. Then Geel through for 5th from Hanson Shaper. Hand. It's going to be quite close then between Kilcoyne and Camilleri. It's going to go just to Kilcoyne from Camilleri. And then Ronan Fahy. Peter, that was something to watch, that.
Yeah, that was just a fantastic performance from Caden McCarthy there. Andrew, I mean, he was in control of that race from the outset, and even heading into the 100 free at the end, just the power and strength that he showed, and particularly the legwork that he put in, was just fantastic to watch.
Yeah, often very hard, especially in that type of race, to go out so hard and to continue it like the way he has done there.
Yeah, well, I suppose if he's going to live up to his ambitions, he's going to have to get used to doing that. And that's one of the pieces that has been missing during COVID, where the opportunity for swimmers, no matter how hard they train, the opportunity to race was removed from them. So they're back in that frame of mind now. And I'm sure, I'm looking down, I'm watching him on poolside. He's definitely feeling the impact of the effort that he put in there. But I'm sure as we head into 2022, there are further great swims ahead for him.
Yeah, well, you can't, as you say, you can't beat kind of race practice almost, and in these big heats, and to put in the performance he's just put in there. Caden McCarthy, 4:15.51. He takes the individual medley for the Mallow Swans. Going back to what you were just discussing before that, especially that campaign, the Me in the Water campaign, could you talk us through that and how people maybe can get involved if they're interested?
Yeah, well, particularly over the summer, we had an open water program that ran very, very successfully, which was Beach to Boy, was one piece, which was just introducing people to a bit more than a paddle, an introduction to swimming with a little bit of purpose in the sea, and then taking people on to swim preset programs in open water and move it on, and then hopefully to move maybe on into masters swimming or into formal swimming indoor. And we've run a few clinics now because people are no longer overly enthusiastic about being in open water, though the hardy annuals are still there. We are seeing them moving inside, and we're running programs indoor to introduce people so that they feel comfortable in a pool setting with the etiquette and all and everything else that goes with that.
Brilliant. We're moving on very quickly to the 50-metre butterfly open final. Danielle Farrell from Sligo in 0, beside us Sharon Semchi from Sunday's Well in 1, Caitlin McCaw in 2, Tallulah Paisley 3, Connie Phillips 4, Kennedy Gordon 5, Jessica Lee in 6, Francesca Falzon-Young, Cora Rooney and Lottie Cullen. This will be very quick, all action. Connie Phillips, the fastest qualifier at 27.99. The only woman to break 28 this morning. Just 2 lengths of this short course pool in the butterfly, and they are off. So important to get a good start, and they have done so. It's very even between them here. Phillips maybe in 4 is right up there. Also Kennedy Gordon in 5 for Natar West over in London. It's Phillips and Kennedy Gordon. Also there in 3 is Tallulah Paisley. It's going to be very close, this blanket finish. 4 maybe in the middle. It might be Connie Phillips. Very close. It has gone to Connie Phillips. 27.81 from Kennedy Gordon in second in lane 5. 27.98. Very joint second actually between herself and Tallulah Paisley. Also from Natar West. 27.89. Caitlin McCaw from Larne. A big swim from her in 28.14, as so from Sharon Semchi from Sunday's Well, 28.22 for her back in 5th. Not much time to take a break in the butterfly. Peter, just last question for you before you head on from us. If I was to talk to you this time next year, where would you like Swim Ireland to be?
Interesting question, Andrew. I mean, I'd like to see us continue on the path that we're on. It was mentioned by several people that we've grown, particularly in the performance sense, and I know hopefully Sarah Keane will speak with you on the performance side later on, but we're now performing at a higher level in more events more often than we've done. I'd like to see us at performance level continuing on that trajectory. On the participation side, I'd love to see our pools and the facilities around the country open to the public and to our members and to learners all the time, and that we might step into new areas with that. We're looking at, and we'll have some interesting innovative approaches over the next little while. Watch this space, I'd say. We'll be looking at providing opportunities to people in geographical areas that they've never had opportunities before. Can't say any more about it than that. But yeah, we're going to have some interesting time over the next while. Okay, Andrew, thanks a million to you and to everybody who's been involved in the streaming. And that's one of the pieces that has really come on, and it makes it so much easier for everybody who can't be here on a given day to link in and to get the quality of commentary and the quality of service that's been provided. It's really, really appreciated. Thanks a million.
Thank you very much, Peter. It's been an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure to talk to Peter Conway, the chairman of Swim Ireland, with some brilliantly bringing us through the participation side from Swim Ireland. But we have to quickly move on to the men's 50-metre butterfly. Brogan McAviney closest to us in lane 0 from Kilkenny. Alex McClellan-Marr from Kilkenny in 1. Paul Higgins from Sunday's Well in 2. Rudy Spiteri from ASA Malta in 3. Brian Leong in 4 for Natar West London. Charlie Eatwell from Ards is 5. Killian Calvin 6 from NAC. Simon Malia in 7 for ASA Malta. Peter Higgins from UCD in 8, and Fionn McMenamin from ALS in 9. We saw there from the women's 50-metre butterfly, very little time to catch a breath, and it was a right blanket finish going to Connie Phillips from Kennedy Gordon and Tallulah Paisley that were locked together for second, but they're off in the men's 50-metre butterfly. And up first, maybe fourth, it's Leong in the middle for Natar West. And it might just be Leong. Colvin in 6 with a big swim. Eatwell's in between those two as well, closing well. In 3 is Spiteri. Leong just has it from Spiteri. Leong gets it. Brian Leong at 24.5. What a swim from Brian Leong. from Natar West in London. Takes it from Rudy Spiteri from ASA Malta. 24.93. Killian Colvin got through for third from NAC in lane 6, 25.2. From McClellan Marr and Brogan McAvinny, the two Kilkenny lads in 25.21 and 25.25 closest to us. Brilliant swims from them in lanes 1 and lane 0. They'll get themselves on the podium in the 50-metre fly. Brian Leong, though, what a performance, 24.5. We saw him with a 24.9 this morning, but 24.5 was a serious effort. Spiteri at 24.93, Colvin 25.2 with McClellan Marr and McAvenny. Charlie Eatwell just out of it in 25.28, a very good swim from the youngster from Ards. Higgins, Malia and McMenamin. All of them within just over a second of each other. Goes to show how close these can be. Gives us a small chance to catch breath after we've had a brilliant couple of minutes there with the finals of the medley, the 400-metre medley, the finals of the 50-metre butterfly, and obviously getting the great words from Peter Conway, the chairman of Swim Ireland. So important, all the stuff he's talking about, the participation within the game, especially that Me and the Water campaign. Make sure to look up swimireland.ie to find out more and get yourself involved in what should be a brilliant membership and a brilliant way to get involved not only in swimming but in your community. Just having a small wait as they make sure to get all the people ready for the presentations. We're going to have the presentations of the medley. And the presentation for the 400-metre women's medley now going to be taking place. I'm delighted to see that the medals are going to be handed over by the Minister for Sport, Jack Chambers. Obviously very busy times at the moment for all those involved in the government, but good to see Jack Chambers here supporting. But a commemorative medal in the bronze place section for Emma Erskine from Nova Centurion. A very good swim, very well deserved, coming in third. And then the silver medal going to Ciara Aiken from Ards, and the commemorative medal going to Electra Labelle from Greece. And the commemorative winning medal going to Freya Colbert, and very well deserved from Nova Centurion, and also extremely well deserved the gold medal in Ireland for the 400 metre women's individual medley going to Grace Davison from Ards, just 14 years of age. What a brilliant swim from Davison. Now we're going to move on to the presentation for the men's equivalent. The 400 metre male individual medley. Some fine performances on show. Evan Bailey with the bronze medal, the 16-year-old from New Ross. What a brilliant couple of days it's been for the youngster. The silver medal going to Daniel Kennedy from Ards. Another fine swim from him as well, the 17-year-old. But the short course champion of 2021 for the 400 metre individual medley is Caden McCarthy, and what a brilliant swim it was from the Mallow Swans. 21-year-old, absolutely smashing the performance he put in earlier on this morning. He posted a preliminary time of 4:23 this morning with an almighty swim of 4:15 in the final, and takes that gold medal extremely well. So now we are coming back for more swim action, and the next list of events that we have got ready is the women's 200 metre freestyle, and we start off with the junior final. Of which there was down to be two. It was down to be Connie Phillips from Nova Centurion, Danielle Lee from Asgard. But Danielle Lee won't be participating, so it is just Connie Phillips. So all eyes on Phillips, the 15-year-old from Nova Centurion, for the 200 metre freestyle. And in she goes, 8 lengths of the pool. So Phillips just looking more so than anything to probably beat her preliminary time of 2:10.65. Often so hard in these circumstances, though, swimming by herself, and rightly so, the crowd getting behind her in every way possible as she comes to the 50-metre mark in 29.87. Smooth transfer as well, so good start from Phillips.
So she was a 2:10.65 this morning. So if we can all put our hands together, 150 in the last 50.
So Phillips is going to be turning now at the 100-metre mark very soon, halfway, just over a minute now, 1:02.52 at the turn, halfway for Connie Phillips, the sole swimmer in the junior final for the 200-metre freestyle.
So let's try that one out. This 25 to start laughing. You can sing it, you guys can do whatever you want. Let's make some noise.
Connie Phillips just by herself, coming now to the 150-metre mark. 1:36.19. She's going to be close now to potentially get a chance at breaking her 2:10. And there's a fair bit of cheering now breaking out for Phillips, trying to will her home. Can she get 1:53.65? It's going to be very close to her 2:10.65 that she posted this morning. It's just gone past 2 minutes now. Can she just about break it? Connie Phillips winning the junior final and doing so in a quicker time than this morning. Well done, Connie Phillips, 2:08.73. Never an easy feat to swim by oneself, but she did it very well and she was quicker than this morning. So job done, and a junior final victory for Connie Phillips of Nova Centurion. We move on to the transition final of the 200-metre freestyle. And we look to have the full complement. The full complement were declared for the transition final of the 200-metre freestyle for women in lane 0. Right beside us is Amy Noble from Asgard. In 1 is Niamh Kenny from ALS. In 2 is Ellie Falls from Larne. In 3 is Katie Hammond from Nova Centurion. In 4 is Kate Morris. We only just saw Kate Morris earlier on in the 400-metre medley. She's in 4 for Nova. Rosie Whitten in 5 for Swim Belfast. Anna Feenan in 6 for Sundays Well. In 7 is Cara Ozing from Templeogue. Pippa Mulhall in 8 for Trojan. And Megan Jones in 9 for Portmarnock. Her younger sister, Ava Jones, will be in the open final in approximately 5 minutes' time as they start off. And it was probably Kate Morris in 4 that came up in front. Ellie Falls with a good start from Larne in 2. Yeah, very close, all of these in their prelims, only 4 or 5 seconds covering all of them. It might just be lane 7 at the moment, Cara Ozing, who might just touch in first at the 50 mark. It was Ozing. It was Feenan second, Morris third, Falls 4, Noble 5 near to us. And then Katie Hammond. It was Ozing at the first turn of 50. Now they go to 75. Cara Ozing still out in front for Templeogue. Maybe in 4, Kate Morris. Katie Hammond in 3 is right there as well, as is in 6, Anna Feenan. It's very close between an awful lot of these, but it's Cara Ozing definitively in front by over a second. 1:01.12 she's gone out in, and for the first half. She moves down towards the 125 metre mark. Cara Ozing from Kate Morris in 4 and Katie Hammond in 3. Ozing still out in front in 7 for Templeogue. Making a bit of ground now is Rosie Whitten in 5 for Belfast, as is Anna Feenan in 6 for Sunday's Well. Just at 150, it's still just Ozing, but it is getting closer. Hammond in 2nd, Morris 3rd, Feenan 4, Whitten 5, Fall 6, Kenny 7, Noble, Mulhall and Megan Jones. It's very close. Ozing perhaps tiring slightly in 7, but might still have it at the last turn. But 4 in a line with 25 to go, and it might just be Katie Hammond in 3 that's now beginning to just get the upper hand. Katie Hammond closest to us in 3. From Morris 4, Whitten 5, it's definitely 3. It's Katie Hammond for Nova Centurion, who wins it from Morris in 2nd. In 3rd was Rosie Whitten. In 4 was Cara Ozing. A big swim from the Templeogue swimmer. Then Feenan, Falls, Mulhall, Kenny, Noble and Jones. Katie Hammond, 2:06.78. A very good swim, around 3.5 seconds quicker than her preliminaries. Swimmers making their way out of the pool, and it's now going to be the open final, the 200 metre freestyle open final. It's going to be a really good race, this. In lane 0, closest to us, Hannah O'Shea from Dolphin. In lane 1 is Ellie Dunnigan from Larne. In 2 is Molly McAlorum from Leander. In 3 is Naomi Trait from Kilkenny. In lane 4 is Freya Colbert again from Nova Centurion. In 5 is Victoria Catterson from Ards. In 6 is Eleanor Kinch from Nova. In 7 is Erin Reardon from NAC. In 8 is Kelly Brown from NAC. And in 9 is Ava Jones from Portmarnock. Ava Jones, just 13 years of age, the youngest in this field by 3 years. Here in the open final of the 200 metre freestyle, as we've seen so often for these big races, there just gets to just before they're sent on their way and there's a bit of a hush around the aquatic centre, and you can sense just the anticipation, the tension. Freya Colbert just having won the 400 metre medley earlier on this evening. Can she do it again in the 200 freestyle? Victoria Catterson has been brilliant in the last 2 days for Ards in lane 5. The two of them, the ones to beat. And they are away in the 200 fly, in the 200 freestyle, should I say. 8 lengths of the pool. And as we were probably coming to expect, it is 4 and 5. It's Colbert and Catterson who are right out there in the firing line. Good start as well from Trait in 3. In 2 is Molly McAlorum with a very good start, but it's just Colbert at the 50 metre mark. Colbert from Catterson, less than 0.1 of a second in it. Trait in 3rd, McAlorum, Dunnigan near side in 5th, Eleanor Kinch in 6th over in lane 6. But it's Colbert from Catterson at 75. Colbert just from Catterson. Not much in it. There wasn't much in it in their prelims either. Just a second between them. Colbert does have the edge, though, as they head to the halfway stage. 100 metres, Freya Colbert from Catterson. Very close for third at the moment. Lanes 3, 2 and 6 almost banged together. It went to Kinch on the time. But it is Colbert from Catterson. Colbert and Catterson. Colbert was there at the halfway stage at 56.94. They went out very hard. Can they keep it up? Colbert and Catterson. Will one of them crack as they head towards the 150 metre mark? And it is still Colbert. Catterson keeping her honest. It's definitely Kinch now through for third in lane 6. It is Colbert with 50 to go from Catterson. Who can hold on here? Colbert is just getting on top at this moment in time from Catterson. Kinch third. In 3 is Naomi Trait with a big swim. But it's Colbert who definitely was in front with 25 to go. Freya Colbert looking to add to that medley win earlier on. Freya Colbert. Catterson has always been nearly, but not quite. Freya Colbert gets the job done at 156.51. What a very good swim from Catterson in second, 157.91. Kinch back in third, Trait 4. Reardon up for 5 from McAlorum, Donegan, O'Shea, Brown and Jones. Freya Colbert 156.51. A good 2.5 seconds quicker than this morning. Catterson 157.91. Also quicker than this morning. She did her best, the 20-year-old from Ards, but she couldn't quite do it. She couldn't ever quite get to Freya Colbert. Well, that was a really fast time. Very, very fast from Freya Colbert, 156.51. An excellent swim. Catterson 157.91, also an equally good swim. They finishing first and second. We now move on to the men's equivalent, and we have the junior final of the 200 metre freestyle, which will take place very soon. And then we'll have the presentations for the 50 metre butterfly, which happened earlier on this evening. And then we'll be moving on to the backstroke finals for both male or female and then mailed. And then we'll move on to the 200 metre breaststroke for the female and the 200 metre breaststroke for the men to finish us off. That last race, possibly one of the most exciting we've seen. Oisin Cook and Owen Corby going at it again as they did last night in the 100 metre. Cook with the better time this morning. Can Corby swing it around? Andrew Feenan as well, bang in the mix in that contest. Well, they're now out for the junior final here of the 200 metre freestyle for the men. It's Joseph Adams nearest to us in 0 for Natar West. Ollie Brennan from Coolmine in 1. Daniel Edgar from Lisburn in 2. Dennis O'Brien in 3 for Limerick. Finn O'Neill in 4 for Glenalban. Luke L. O'Sullivan in 5 for ASA Malta. Darren Morgan in 6 for Coolmine. Killian O'Loughlin Brophy in 7 for Coolmine. Ben Moran in 8 for ALS. And Callum Quirk in 9 for Nova Centurion. They're off in the junior final. We actually don't have Joseph Adams from Natar West in the near side lane of 0. a non-swimmer nearest to us. It's quite tight early on, maybe lane 3 at the moment. Dennis O'Brien from Limerick might just get it at the 50-metre mark. Lane 9's not out of it. Lane 4 was right there as well. It was Dennis O'Brien from Daniel Edgar in lane 2. Callum Quirk in lane 9 for Nova Centurion with a good start as they head to the 75 mark. And it's still 3. Dennis O'Brien from Limerick in front. Lane 4 getting into it. Finn O'Neill from Glenalban with a big swim at this stage. Lane 5, Ella Sullivan from Malta. 6 is Dara Morgan from Coolmine, also in with a chance. Might just still be Dennis O'Brien, but they are beginning to close. In 2 is Daniel Edgar from Lisburn. In 5 is Ella Sullivan. In between them is O'Neill. Dara Morgan from Coolmine in 6 isn't out of it either. They head towards the 150 mark. And it is now definitely Luke Ella Sullivan from ASA Malta in front of Dennis O'Brien, still there in second. Finn O'Neill in between them for Glenalban in third. 50 metres to go. All could still change. Ella Sullivan just from O'Brien and O'Neill. Morgan on the far side as well. Ella Sullivan is still in front with 25 to go, but Finn O'Neill has not given up the ghost just yet. It is Ella Sullivan just from Finn O'Neill. Ella Sullivan needing it, but gets it. Luke Ella Sullivan, 156.43. Jubilation to my right here from ASA Malta. Well done, Luke Ella Sullivan, winning at 156.43. Good time, much better time than this morning, a 158.09. Finn O'Neill, a very valiant effort from the Glenalban swimmer in second. Dennis O'Brien was up there all the way in third. 157.12 for him, a very good swim at that in third. Daniel Edgar was through for fourth in lane 2 for Morgan, Lachlan Brophy, Brennan, Moran and Quirk. Luke Ella Sullivan, a win for Malta. That'll move us on to the transition final for the 200 metre free. So, the swimmers for the transition final. Starting off closest to us in 0 is Charlie Cassidy from Dolphin. In 1 is Matthew Walsh-Hussey from NAC. Thomas Leggett is 2 for Larne. Brogan McAviney is 3 for Kilkenny. Cody Dunyan is in 4 for Ards. Aidan Cook in 5 for Kilkenny. Sean James Waring in 6 for ASA Malta. Robin Pfeiffer in 7 for Bluefin. Finlay Wright in 8 for Banbridge, and Ben Riddle in 9, completing the line for Ards. Less than 2 seconds between all of these competitors in the preliminaries. Now it's fair to assume that this could well be a tight finish to the transition final. Dunyan just about with the fastest qualifying time at 1:55.05 this morning. Won a medal in the relay for Ards earlier as well. Good clean start from all of them. And it might just be Dunyan at the first touch at 25. Just also Aidan Cook from Kilkenny right there in 5. In 2 is Thomas Leggett from Larne, who's had a very good start, and it's definitely now Cook and Leggett, maybe just Leggett. Goes to Cook on the time, 25.51 to Leggett. 25.6. Dunyan's right behind them, as Charlie Cassidy on the near side in lane 0 with a big swim so far at 75. It is still lane 5 who might just be in front now. Leggett in 2 might just now be ahead as they approach halfway, and it's very close. And Charlie Cassidy still right there in lane 0, right beside us in the outside smoker lane is Cassidy. Can he keep it up? Lane 7, good progress from Pfeiffer from Bluefin. It is still just Aidan Cook. Aidan Cook at 125. From in 2, Thomas Leggett from Larne. And it's definitely Cassidy in 3rd, still in 0. In 4, Dunyan getting back involved. In 7 is Pfeiffer. 50 to go, and Cook was definitely in front. And over a second clear as well. And it's Leggett still in 2nd. Cassidy nearest to us in 3rd, but Cook now beginning to draw away from these with 25 to go. Cook might just be Cassidy, Dunyan and Leggett all looking for that 2nd place finish, because it's going to go to Aidan Cook from Kilkenny. Aidan Cook in lane 5 does it, and it's lane 2, Thomas Leggett in 3rd. Brogan McAvinny got through for 3rd in the end in lane 3. A very good swim from Aidan Cook, 1:53.07. A good swim from Aidan Cook, a couple of seconds quicker than earlier as well. Thomas Leggett was there all the way from Larne, coming 2nd, and Brogan McAvinny getting up in the dying strides for 3rd. First and 3rd for Kilkenny in the transition final. Kilkenny have had a good couple of days here in the National Aquatic Centre on day 2 of the Irish Short Course Championships of 2021, and we're now going to be moving on to the open final of the men's 200 metre freestyle, and this has the chance of being a superb race. Starting off closest to us in lane 0 is Joseph Palmer of Nova Centurion. In lane 1 is Connor Fitzgerald of Splash World Sharks. In lane 2 is Jack Casson of Dolphin. In lane 3, Pietro Ubertali from Natar, West London. In 4, and the fastest time qualifier, Nathan Whiffen from Larne. In 5, and the winner of the 100 metre freestyle, Jack Grace in 5. In 6 is Danny Morgan from Coolmine. In lane 7 is Bradley Evans from Nova Centurion. In 8 is Tom Truman from Nova Centurion. And in lane 9 is Jack Fleming from Lisburn. Vastly anticipated race, this. The 200 metre free. Whiffen from Larne. His brother currently out in Abu Dhabi. Daniel. Whiffen so impressive in the 800 metre freestyle yesterday. Was very impressive in the preliminaries this morning as well. Challengers either side though. Grace the winner of the 100 metre. Ubertali in 3 also with a big chance. And it's a very solid start all in all. Lane 2 perhaps. Out quickly was Jack Casson from Dolphin. It's lane 5 maybe. Jack Grace is getting there for Kingdom. Remember, the winner of the 100 metres, 6 is there as well. That's Danny Morgan from Coolmine. Whiffen has a little bit of work to do. He's third on the turn. Grace from Morgan and Whiffen. Then Tom Truman in fourth. Jack Casson still there as well. But it is Grace. It's Grace from Morgan and Whiffen. Danny Morgan with an almighty swim at this stage. Whiffen beginning to get into it. He's the one that does usually go further. At halfway, it's maybe just Morgan. It is Morgan, 52.34. Grace Whiffen third. Ubertali into fourth with Casson, and Ubertali's beginning to close as well. It's still Danny Morgan at this stage. From Grace, Whiffen still there. Ubertali's there. Casson's there. 5 almost in a line here as they head towards the 150 mark. Danny Morgan, can he hold on in the last 50? He's gonna turn in front. Danny Morgan from Whiffen, and Whiffen is beginning to close now. Grace in between them. Danny Morgan from Nathan Whiffen. These two neck and neck. Jack Grace in between them. Still going is Jack Casson in 2. It's neck and neck with 25 to go. Whiffen and Morgan. There's big cheers in the stands. Whiffen beginning to get on top of Morgan. Whiffen just about getting there. Nathan Whiffen, he did it the 800. He does the 200. Nathan Whiffen at 147.81. What a swim from Jack Grace. 148.60. In third, Danny Morgan, 148.79. Casson for fourth. Ubertali in 5. Fleming in sixth. Evans, Truman, Fitzgerald and Palmer. A very strong race. And a very, very brave effort from Danny Morgan over in lane number 6. It's going down that he's ended up coming third. Jack Grace through for second. It was Nathan Whiffen from Jack Grace and Danny Morgan. Morgan went down on his shield there in lane number 6. He was leading for the majority of that race, but he couldn't quite hold on. Nathan Whiffen, a brilliant, brilliant swim from the 20-year-old from Larne. 147.81. He takes home the gold in the open 200 metre freestyle final from Jack Grace. He won the 100 metre, second in the 200 metre, and Danny Morgan will get a bronze medal for Coolmine. A great swim from the 17-year-old from Coolmine. And Jack Casson, an almighty swim as well from the youngster from Dolphin, just out of the medals in fourth. But a performance full of promise from Casson, just 17 years of age as well. It's going to give us a chance again to have one of those little breathers where we're going to end up getting a few medal presentations, and Minister for Sport Jack Chambers is at the ready to present a few of these medals, which is brilliant to see. I'm going to have the 50 metre butterfly presentations starting pretty much now. Cora Rooney getting the bronze medal for Enniskillen Lakelander, just 16 years of age. Great swim from Cora Rooney. Kennedy Gordon and Tallulah Paisley, they were actually tied for second, so both get commemorative medals. Sharon Semchi from Sunday's Well. A great medal for Sunday's Well. Connie Phillips, who prevailed in a tight finish to the 50 metre fly. She gets the commemorative medal. And the winner of the short course Irish Championships for the 50-metre butterfly for the women is Caitlin McCall, the 25-year-old from Larne. Well done to Caitlin. It was a fine race, fine swim from all of them. It was a blanket finish, too close to call at the time. And now we're going to have the men's equivalent, the 50-metre butterfly. And Peter Conway, who was just up with me having a chat, the chairman of Swim Ireland, is going to present these medals. Brogan McAvenny getting the bronze medal for the second time this weekend. Brilliant couple of days for Brogan McAvenny from Kilkenny in third position. Rudy Spiteri getting the commemorative medal for second place, and Alex McClellan-Marr getting the silver medal for Ireland. And the commemorative medal is going to go to Brian Leong of Natar, West London. And it's going to be Killian Colvin from NAC, the home club for these championships, who's going to take home the gold medal for the Irish Short Course Championships of 2021 for the 50-metre. So that concludes the presentations for the 50-metre butterfly for both the women's and men's. And the next event we're going to have this evening is the 100-metre backstroke. And we're going to have a junior transition and open final for the women, followed by the exact same junior transition and open for the men. So we have the four swimmers for the junior final of the 100-metre backstroke, just the four. Navone Rogers closest to us in lane 3 for Trojan. Shannon Byrne is in 4 for Bangor. In 5 is Jessica Robson for Lisburn. And in 6 is Shifa Brady, also from Lisburn. So best of luck to all four. And they are off for the 100-metre backstroke junior final. And it's going to be Shannon Byrne that's going to get to the 25 in front, 4 lengths of the pool on the backstroke. And it is still Shannon Byrne at halfway, 31.4 from Rogers second, Robson in third, Brady back in fourth. At the halfway stage is Brady as they go into the last 25 for Shannon Byrne, just in front. Shannon Byrne from potentially Robson in 5, but Namone Rogers is right there in 3 as well. Shannon Byrne looks like she's going to get the win, and Shannon Byrne does get the win in the junior final. Well done, Shannon Byrne from Bangor. Gets a big cheer right in front of us in the stands. Namone Rogers in second for Trojan. In third for Lisburn was Jessica Robson, 105.76, 106.67 and 107.5. And Shifa Brady just coming up to the finishing here and doing so very nicely in 136.3. Very good swim from Brady. So the junior final going to Shannon Byrne from Bangor from Namone Rogers, and Jessica Robson and Shifa Brady in a fourth. I'll move us on to the transition final.
Andrew, Chris, thank you. Lovely to meet you.
Moving on to the transition final from the inside lane outwards in lane 0 is Zofia Quigley from Ards, the 14-year-old. In lane 1 is Beth Nolan from Sundays Well. In 2 is Leah Bailey from New Ross. In 3 is Nave Puntney from Ards. In 4 is Neve Ahern from Kilkenny. In 5 is Emma Fagan from Galway. In 6 is Lauren Farr from Sundays Well. In 7 is Aoife Doran from ALS. In 8 is Leah Martin from Templeogue. And in 9 is Roisin Nireen from Limerick. 10 swimmers in the transition final, should I say, for the 100-metre women's backstroke. And they're away for the transition final of the 100-metre backstroke. And coming up first there is Neve Ahern from Kilkenny in 4. Fagan's right there in 5. Over in 8 is Leah Martin with a strong start as well, as they finished their first of 4 lengths of this short course pool. And it's potentially still lane 8, Leah Martin, who's there. Ahern in 4. Lane 2 with a big swim, that's Leah Bailey as well, as they go halfway, and it's Leah Martin from Bailey, Puntney, Ahern, Fagan, Farr, all within a second. Very close here, and it's potentially still Leah Martin out in 8 for Templeogue. Emma Fagan getting there for Galway in 5. It is Martin out in 8, Fagan in 5, beginning to close as well. In 3, still there is Puntney. It is Fagan, maybe just Emma Fagan from Galway in 5. Emma Fagan from Puntney in 3 with a late surge, but it was Emma Fagan from Galway, 104.13. Emma Fagan takes the transition final. 1:04.13. That was a quicker swim than this morning as well, where she was 1:05.09. Putney from Ards through for second in 1:04.53. Lauren Farr 1:04.75 from Sunday's Well. Aoife Doran through for 4 from ALS. Leah Martin, who was up there for a long way, out in lane 8 from Templeogue. Beth Nolan, Leah Bailey, Neva Hearn, Roisin Irene and Zofia Quigley. So well done to Emma Fagan from Galway, the winner of the transition final, which sets us up lovely for the open final of the 100-metre women's backstroke. This could be a really, really good 10-runner event, or 10-swimmer event, should I mention. And in lane 0, closest to us is going to be Molly Nolte, and Molly Nolte from Swilly Seals. In lane 1 is Danielle Farrell from Sligo. In lane 2, Lottie Cullen from Swim Belfast. In lane 3 is Jenna McDougald from UCD. In lane 4 is Maria Godden. She won the 50-metre backstroke last night. Can she win the 100-metre backstroke tonight? Electra Liebel, so impressive in all of her events so far from Greece. She's in 5. Iona Colbert, one to look out for in lane 6 for Nova Centurion. In 7 is Cora Rooney from Enniskillen Lakelanders. In 8 is Florence Tinsley from Ards. And in 9 is Jessica Lee from Nova Centurion. So this is going to be a fascinating race between all 10 of these for the open 100-metre backstroke final. As I mentioned, Godden, the winner of the 50-metre backstroke yesterday evening. Level, always a threat in 5. Colbert showed up very well for the majority of her heat. Jenna McDougald was in the medals last night as well. Lottie Cullen showing up for a long way. She usually goes out quite fast, so watch out for that. In a lane quite close to us in 2, as does Danielle Farrell in 1. But Godden just about with the quickest heat time of sub 1:01, 1 minute and 96. Level 1:01.24. They're in 4 and 5 respectively for the big one, the open 100-metre backstroke final. And a very level break. Watch near side for early pace, and it's going to be Lottie Cullen and McDougald up first in 2 and 3. Godden's right there in 4. Colbert in 6 and Level in 5. That's how the way they got to the first 25. Coming up at the break, it's potentially Godden just in 4. From McDougald in 3, in 6 that's Colbert, and Level in between them in 5. It's definitely Maria Godden though, 28.64 at halfway. In 3 beside her is Jenna McDougald. 2, Lottie Cullen is swimming very well. Over in 5 is Level, beginning to make a bit of progress with Colbert in 6, but Godden certainly has it with 25 to go. Maria Godden looking to add to her 50-metre backstroke that she won last night, but McDougald is really beginning to rally on the near side in 3. Godden and McDougald could go down to the touch here. McDougald potentially getting in front. McDougald got it in 1 minute 68. A super late surge from Jenna McDougald from UCD. She gets it from Maria Godden, who tied up late on. 1:01.19 for her. Iona Colbert got through for bronze in 3rd. Over in lane 6, Level through for 4th. Lottie Cullen from Sunday's Well in 5th. But a late surge from Jenna McDougald has got her the win in the 100-metre open backstroke final. Jenna McDougald from Maria Godden. Jenna McDougald, 1 minute 68 nearly a second quicker than her preliminary time this morning, and just when she needed it most, in that last 25 metres, where it can hurt so much in that 100-metre backstroke, she got going, and she's ended up getting the job done from Godden in second. A really respectable swim from Maria Godden, a super swim in all counts. Was the winner for the majority of that race, but not the last 5 metres, and McDougall just about getting on top. As we're going to move over now to the men's 100-metre backstroke. Just going to start off with the junior final. Both all the junior transition and open finals all have a full complement of 10 swimmers, so we'll look forward to getting that started.
Moving on to the men's 100-meter backstroke. Please welcome the swimmers in the junior final.
Coming out now for the 100-metre backstroke final. And in order from closest to furthest away, in lane 0 is Joseph Adams from Natar, West London. Cormac Donnellan in 1 for Glen Albin. In 2 is Harry Winston for ALS. In 3 is Aidan Cook from Kilkenny. Matthew Walsh Hussey, the quickest time of all of these in the prelims. The only sub 1 minute in there from NAC is in 4. James Ryan's in 5 for Sunday's Well. In 6 is Senna Noonan from ALS. David Pow from Portmarnock is in 7. Ben Merrigan in 8 for Dolphin. And Robin Pfeiffer from Bluefin in 9 for the junior 100-metre backstroke men's final of the 2021 Irish Short Course Championships. Walsh Hussey in 4, and it's going to be James Ryan in 5. That's going to be the first to come up. Also lane 2, a good start from Harry Winston of ALS. Over in 6 is Senna Noonan, also from ALS, with a good start at the first turn of 25 as they head towards halfway. Even between 3, 4, 5 and 6. Walsh Hussey, Ryan and Noonan. It's going to be Walsh Hussey at the turn. Walsh Hussey just from Noonan. Ryan Winston in 4th. On the near side in lane 2, Joseph Adams is 5th in lane 0, but it is definitely James Ryan with Walsh Hussey in 1 and 2. Walsh Hussey maybe just at the turn with 25 to go. Walsh Hussey from Noonan in 6. In between them is James Ryan in 5, but it's Walsh Hussey in lane number 4, who I think is going to hang on here. Walsh Hussey just from Ryan is going to be close for 3rd. Walsh Hussey gets it at 59.20. James Ryan in 2nd. In 3rd was Senna Noonan of ALS, 59.97. Harry Winston just outside the minute mark in 60.19. It's Walsh Hussey, Matthew Walsh Hussey, the 17-year-old from NAC, the local swimmer, who gets the job done in lane number 4. Exactly. Now going to the transition final of the 100-metre men's backstroke. Starting off nearest to us in lane 0, Ben Wilmot from Splash World Sharks. In 1 is Evan Coulter from Larne. In 2 is Jericho Balgos from Larne. In 3 is Bryden Byrne from Bangor. In 4 is Neddy Irwin from Dolphin. In 5 is Aaron Keating from Cormorant. In 6 is Sam Winston from ALS. In 7 is Adam Colgan from Lisburn. In 8 is Rory Lee from Sundays Well. And in 9 is Dylan Regis from Lisburn. Full complement of 10 for the 100-metre transition final. Fastest qualifier here, Neddy Irwin with 58.94, the only to break 59 in the preliminaries. He is swimming in lane 4 for Dolphin. Aaron Keating, 59.08, so he wasn't far off for Cormorant. The 19-year-old, he's in lane 5 right beside. So those two probably having the small edge, but that being said, Byrne 59.12, Winston 59.25. Plenty in with chances in the transition final. Who's going to come up first? Maybe it was lane 2, Jericho Balgos with a very good start near side for Larne. 4, that's Neddy Irwin, also with a good start. Far side in lane 8, Rory Lee from Sundays Well with a very promising start as well at the first turn of 25. It is probably just Neddy Irwin at this stage. Neddy Irwin in the outside smoker lane in 0. Ben Wilmot is right there. Ben Wilmot with the lead at halfway. Ben Wilmot in the middle, that's Neddy Irwin in 4. Over in 8 is Rory Lee. Making progress in 3 is Bryden Byrne from Bangor. It's probably just Irwin at the turn at 75. Still Ben Wilmot is continuing to still be there for Splash World Sharks. Neddy Irwin in 4. In 3 making a good fist of it is Bryden Byrne. Still in there. In 0 is Wilmot. It might be Irwin in 4. It just is. It's Neddy Irwin in 4 for Dolphin. 58.09. From Bryden Byrne, 58.36. Ben Wilmot, what a swim in the outside smoker lane. In 3rd, in 0, 58.8, breaking 59 very impressively. Winston up for 4th. Rory Lee on the far side was always up there in 5. Jericho Balgos and Adam Colgan all breaking the minute barrier as well. Neddy Irwin takes the transition final for Dolphin, the 18-year-old. 58.94 this morning, 58.09 now, so excellent. So we're going to have now the open final, and this is a fascinating race. And we're going to have the open final, and then we're going to have a little bit of a break while we have the presentations for the 200-metre freestyle, and might have be joined by a brilliant guest during that stage as well. And the anticipation now building for the open final of the 100-metre backstroke. Some extremely talented young swimmers on show here, both from our visitors from Natar West over in London, and also some very good young swimmers from Ireland as well. Starting off, and no better place to start when talking about young promising swimmers than in lane 0, John Short, the 14-year-old from Bluefin, qualifying with 58.17, a brilliant swim this morning. Callum Ashton is beside him in lane 1 from UCD. Lorcan Gourlay is in 2 for Larne. Thomas Pickering is in 3 for Nova Centurion. Then the 2 from Natar West, London. 4 is Jordan McPhail, and 5 is Pietro Ubertali. They were split by 0.05 of a second in the prelims. Adam Geddes from Banbridge, not without a chance in this in lane 6. Joe Reedy from Kingdom is 7. Adam Barnes is 8 from Ards. And Philip Duda with a super swim this morning in lane 9 from Longford, the 16-year-old. Not a whole lot between all of these, but McPhail and Ubertali, 56.04 against 56.09 in the prelims. You can't always go on prelims times, as we found out throughout these short course competitions and championships over the last day and a half. The 100-metre men's open backstroke final. All 10 swimmers in the pool. McPhail in 4, Ubertalli 5. Geddes probably the leading Irish hope for Banbridge in 6. And off to an even break. And who's going to come up first? Very good start from John Short near side. Maybe it's in the middle though. It's potentially 4 and 5. It's McPhail is there with Ubertalli. In 3 is Pickering as well. Is right there. Geddes is right there as well. As is Joe Reedy from Kingdom. They're all in with a chance. They're all bang up sides. Maybe 6, 7, 8 in a line here. It might just be Ubertalli who gets the touch. Ubertalli just maybe from Adam Barnes of Ards in 2nd. McPhail in 3rd. It's Ubertalli. McPhail. In 3 is Pickering. Out in 8, Adam Barnes still swimming a huge race. Ubertalli with 25 to go. Ubertalli from McPhail. The 2 clubmates. In 3rd is Pickering in 3. Geddes trying to make ground. Ubertalli and McPhail, both for Natar West in London. Ubertalli, McPhail. Ubertalli's done it. Pietro Ubertalli has won the 100-metre open backstroke final at 55.43. From Thomas Pickering, who got up for 2nd for Nova Centurion at 55.9. Jordan McPhail, 55.98. A very honourable swim from him. Ubertalli had to pull out all the stops there in that open final, but he has gone and done so, the 17-year-old. Pickering 2nd, McPhail 3rd, Adam Barnes from Ards. He'll be getting a national gold medal in 56.2, a brilliant swim. Geddes will be getting a silver, should I say, from Banbridge with 56.58, and Joe Reedy from Kingdom will be getting a bronze at 56.71. Some brilliant swims, all in all, as Pietro Ubertalli takes the 100-metre open breaststroke for Natar West in London. Little break as we're going to have the presentations for the 200-metre freestyle very soon. I'm delighted to be joined by the Minister of State for Gaeltacht Affairs and Sport, Jack Chambers. Jack, how are you?
Great to be here, and some really competitive events, and enjoying it so far.
Obviously tough enough times for everyone at the moment, but brilliant, as you say, to come to an event like this, seeing it running so smoothly as well.
No, so well organised by Swim Ireland, and it's great to see the athletes and the pipeline events coming. And look, it's an important part of our annual calendar to see competition back in this way, and been great to see some of our athletes and the future competing against one another. Really positive.
Yeah, obviously we have Swim Ireland have athletes over in Abu Dhabi at the moment as well, so it's great to see not only the younger people coming through, and we've also got some guests over from England and Greece and Malta to help with competition, and competition so healthy.
It is, and we want to, now that I'm here, to congratulate obviously Mona McSharry and Ellen Walsh for their performances over in Abu Dhabi. But we have the next phase of our future stars competing here today, and also some of the international competition too, who are stretching that ambition, and it's great to see that mix of competition here today in the Aquatic Centre.
And obviously seeing so much kind of female representation as well in the pool at the moment, and such brilliant swimming as well. Great times. You mentioned Ellen Walsh, Mona McSharry. It's fantastic, not only for Swim Ireland, but for sport in Ireland as well, that kind of the engagement from women seems to be growing and growing.
And that's a huge priority for the government, is to strengthen that female participation, and you're seeing the fruits of that today. And swimming in particular has always had that great equality at its core, where between male and female participation, and we're seeing the growth in numbers, swimming being the second most popular sport in terms of participation in Ireland. Over 300,000 who swim nearly once per week. And we're really trying to strengthen, we're seeing through the Sports Capital Equipment Programme and large-scale infrastructure fund, the huge ambition in communities and regions to develop the swimming infrastructure, and also Swim Ireland's initiative to come up with new ideas on how we can provide pools in places that don't have the current infrastructure as well. So we've over 400 pools across the country, and we're seeing the benefit of the infrastructure, but also the huge work that goes into coaching and performance and participation, and seeing it here today at the championships. So it's great to see.
And also, obviously, it's great to see this at this good level, but also, I suppose in your role, you're trying to get as many people just involved in swimming, involved in sport in general, and just participation throughout the country.
Absolutely, and we're obviously a coastal country, and it's important. Water safety is so important, but swimming is so inclusive for people of all ages, but also it's so inclusive for people with disabilities as well, and the huge amount that Swim Ireland has done to be really inclusive through all generations. And obviously with a huge impact with COVID around water safety, and getting swimming lessons back through the year, and trying to get everyone to participate, but get that basic life skill. And we're going to have a national swimming strategy, the key priority in our sport action plan, and something we want to prioritise as something that as a country we need to do. We saw through COVID as well how communities and swimmers adapted going from pools to out sea swimming, and that was something that was great to see as well. And I have to say, during the summer myself, I did a lot more swimming around the coast of Dublin than I would have usually done. So I think we just want to see this continue through a difficult period we're going to enter into now as well. So we're trying to keep as much sport going, and obviously facilitate the competition of many of our athletes too.
And how important, as you say, going into potentially a tough month or two, that from yourself and also from kind of bodies like Swim Ireland, that you do adapt and you're innovative with your plans going forward.
Well, I think Swim Ireland, to their credit, and other sports, particularly indoor sports, have really adapted their protocols to be safe around COVID, and I think that's going to be really important as we go through this period. And you can see that today with the great compliance that's visible to see. But water safety is hugely important, and we know the impact that COVID had on restrictions on pools, but also on many of our younger people who weren't able to get swimming lessons, and the huge demand we're seeing across community swimming pools for swimming lessons. And they've really adapted their ways, but trying to move through the current period to be keeping the protocols, keeping compliance, and trying to keep people swimming as well.
And also, you mentioned earlier the great plans that Swim Ireland have put in place, and one of them being the Me in the Water scheme at the moment, a membership that gets people of all ages involved in swimming, and just at any level, from kind of, I suppose, the equivalent of grassroots up until this sort of level, and performance and development. How important is that?
Massively important, and I think all initiatives, we try and support initiatives with Swim Ireland around, say, dormant accounts funding, and we had a positive funding package for sport this week, which was very much focused on participation, but also targeting groups and different areas, different regions who may not otherwise participate in swimming, and that's a big priority for the government, is to give opportunities for all, and to be inclusive. So we have that sport for all concept at the core of every part of our sport, and Swim Ireland have done excellent work, particularly through the Dormant Accounts Fund and through other funding programs, to really drive participation, and we're anxious to progress that.
And what sort of pleasure can you gain, I suppose, from getting to come to this type of event, see it running so well, be able to hand out a couple of medals as well? It must be a nice feeling.
No, I'm delighted to be here. I'm outside of politics and my current role. I love sport, I love competition. I see my local club, Coolmine, is here, and I would have learned to swim in Coolmine when I was younger, and seeing the generation who would have learned to swim at a very early age, being able to transition into competing in national championships, is great to see. And that's the grassroots concept, and we're seeing that the colour of many clubs here dotted around the aquatic centre. And I love, as I said, competition. Swimming is always well organised, on time, and it's great to see the volunteers here as well, and who are delighted to be back at our championships, and a great atmosphere here. And again, great to see the COVID protocols all in place.
And just finally, what are you looking forward to potentially building on with Swim Ireland in the coming years?
Well, one of the key priorities for us and Swim Ireland is to have a national swimming strategy, and that's a government-led initiative around swimming in Ireland, and as one of the most popular sports too. So that's a priority with the sports leadership group that I chair with Swim Ireland involved in it, and that's something we're anxious to progress in 2022, as well as ensuring that we keep that focus on keeping as much swimming going as possible through a really difficult period, and supporting our high performance athletes here, the future that are here today, and also our other high performance athletes that are elsewhere. But I think and also ensuring that the impact of COVID on the 400 plus swimming pools is that they're maintained and supported, and that's why we have with Ireland Active we had a specific fund for swimming pools and facilities announced this week, which would support our swimming pool infrastructure. So we're really ambitious for swimming, and delighted to see the fruits of government investment over many years here today.
Well, brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me, Jack. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and best of luck in the future.
Thanks very much. Great to be here. Cheers.
And we are back for the women's 200 metre breaststroke. The junior final, 8 lengths of the pool. We've got Lily Sheehy closest to us in 0. We've Eve Burns, we've Esme Sheriff, Megan Jones, Leah Connell, Darcy Walker, Ellie Campbell, Cara Marr, and we don't actually have a swimmer in lane 8. We don't have Ellie Bingham. Heading towards the halfway stage here, and it is Megan Jones in 3 for Portmarnock, who leads them at the moment and leads them quite impressively from Leah Connell. In 4, over in 6 is Ellie Campbell from Trojan, in 5 is Darcy Walker, as well as 1:17.61 for Jones at the halfway stage. Megan Jones still out in front of Darcy Walker, through into 2nd for Banbridge in 5. In 4 for Athlone is Leah Connell. In 6 is Ellie Campbell for Trojan. And Cara Marr and Eve Burns from Ternier and Leander respectively. Megan Jones continues to be out in front. Megan Jones, the 15-year-old. Her and her sister Ava Jones have been competing with great distinction so far, and Jones has 50 metres left to go in the junior 200 metre women's breaststroke final. From Darcy Walker in 2nd, Leah Connell still in 3rd, Campbell is in 4th, Sheriff, Marr and Burns. But it is going to be Megan Jones, one would think, with 25 metres to go. Jones, who posted at a time of 2:48.85 this morning. Is she going to be able to break that? It looks like she's going to go very close. 2:48.85 was that time. It's going to be much better here this evening. A great swim. Well done, Megan Jones. 2:44.76 for Portmarnock. Close for 2nd. Just goes to Leah Connell in lane 4 for 2nd. Darcy Walker in Banbridge for 3rd. Ellie Campbell 4th. Sheriff 5. Eve Burns 6. And Cara Marr in 7th. So well done to Megan Jones, the winner of the junior final at 2:44.76. Well done to Megan Jones from Portmarnock. I'm just going to be briefly joined now by Sarah Keane, the CEO of Swim Ireland. And Sarah, I know you have a couple of things you'd like to say to obviously the travelling team over in Abu Dhabi at the moment.
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm delighted to be at the National Championships. It's the first time in 2 years I've been here, and we're delighted to be able to host the National Championships for the first time in 2 years and award national medals. But I want to acknowledge the great performances of our team in Abu Dhabi, who are hopefully inspiring this younger generation who are here today. And they're also following what's happening here today. So I think our younger athletes and our older athletes and our newer athletes and our more experienced athletes are supporting each other. And I just want to say that's what being part of Irish swimming is about. And it's important that we're all in this from a point of view of solidarity. And in that, I just want to say a big thank you to our volunteers, our club officials, our parents, our athletes, our coaches, everybody who has kept the sport going throughout COVID over the last 2 years in what's been a very challenging time. They've been the heart of what we do. They've kept the show on the road, supported hopefully by the Swim Ireland staff, who worked very, very hard to keep the show on the road as well. I think we have a very bright future ahead of us, but I think it's really important at this time of the year, when hopefully people will take a rest over Christmas, to acknowledge the brilliant performances, to acknowledge all of the efforts, and to say thank you. So that's a big thank you from me.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Thanks. Very good words. Thank you very much to Sarah Keane, and rightly so. All the volunteers, all the club officials, everyone that's been working so tirelessly in these tough times to keep swimming at the forefront of the mind as we move on to the transition final of the 200 metre breaststroke for the women's. Starting off closest to us, it's Michelle O'Shea from Dolphin in lane 0, Sarah Lucid from Kingdom in 1, Isabel Kidney from Sunday's Well in 2, Beth Nolan also from Sunday's Well in 3, Ciara Aiken from Ards in 4, Emily Leonard from Natar West in 5, Ava Jones, whose older sister just took out the junior final, is in 6, Niamh Connery is in 7 for Shark, Aline Lund is in 8 for NAC, and Chloe Daybell is out the far side in 9 for Nova Centurion. .200 metre breaststroke, 8 lengths of the pool ahead of us. We are coming near the end to our events this evening on day 2 of the Irish Short Course Championships of 2021, and as Sarah Keane, the CEO of Swim Ireland, said just a matter of seconds ago, it's fantastic to be back here. Obviously this competition couldn't take place, this championship couldn't take place last year in 2020, and brilliantly done, and it's been worked so well in many different facets to get this event running and running as smoothly as it is. And it's Ciara Aiken from Ards in 4 that's going to lead them at the 75 metre mark, just from Emily Leonard of Natar West from London, one of our many visitors. The two of them a little bit clear of Beth Nolan from Sunday's Well in 3. Ava Jones in 6 is probably just about in 4th from Isabel Kidney of Sunday's Well in 5th. Also out in 7, Niamh Connery from Shark. It's just Ciara Aiken at the halfway stage from Emily Leonard, Beth Nolan, Ava Jones up to 4th. Then comes Connery and Chloe Daybell over in 9 with a good swim at this moment in time. It is still, though, Ciara Aiken in 4, who touches first at 1:25 from Emily Leonard in 5. The two of them have been well beside each other, but Beth Nolan is right alongside now in lane 3 for Sunday's Well. Beth Nolan in 3 comes alongside Ciara Aiken with 50 metres to go now, and it's going to be Ciara Aiken just 1:57.76, Leonard 1:58.05, Nolan 1:58.16, less than a second between 3 of them. Ava Jones trying to hang on to them in 4th and is making ground in 4th. It is Aiken just from Leonard. Nolan 3rd, Jones 4th, still trying hard. 25 to go, and it is just Aiken going into that turn, and it still is Aiken from Leonard. Nolan near side in 3, Jones far side in 6, nearly 4 in a line now. Maybe it's 5 at the moment. Emily Leonard, perhaps 5 from 4, very close, goes 1-2-6. It goes to Ava Jones. The Jones sisters take out the junior and transition finals for Portmarnock. I did not see that one coming. Jones with a late lunge gets up at 2:39.86. We can see it on the replay here. Desperately close, and Jones just gets the touch, as you can see. A superb late thrust from Jones. I said she was making ground with 25 to go, but she pips it from underneath the nose of Emily Leonard in 5, right beside her. Ciara Aiken in 3rd, Beth Nolan in 4. All very good swims from the 4 of them. Chloe Daybell was in 5, but she has just been disqualified. So we'll be interesting to see what that was for, but it was Ava Jones at 2:39.86, less than 0.1 of a second. Back to Emily Leonard, then Ciara Aiken in 3rd. So the junior final went the way of Megan Jones, the transition final the way of Ava Jones. It's keeping up with the Joneses here in the 200-metre breaststroke as we move on to the open final. Another fascinating race. So the open final, the last final for the women this evening. Starting off closest to us, Beth Gardner in lane 0 for NAC. Amy McAuliffe is in 1 for ASA Malta. Emer Doyle is in 2 for Limerick. Kelly Brown is in 3 for NAC. Ciara Fletcher with the fastest qualifying time in 4, but her qualifying time was 2:31.54. Ellie McCartney's qualifying time 2:31.57. So if that goes down to the wire, it could be another photo finish like we just saw in the transition final. Ellie McCartney is in 5 for Ards. Ellie Ward in 6 for Nova. And 7 is Grace Davison for Ards, the 14-year-old. Lara McAvoy is in 8 for ALS. And Maya Gallet from ASA Malta, the 16-year-old, is out in lane 9 for the 200-metre open women's breaststroke final. As we have come accustomed to, the silence descends around the National Aquatic Centre. The whistles are blown. Fletcher in 4, McCartney in 5. 8 lengths of the pool. And a very good start from all of them. Potentially McCartney just out in front. Ellie McCartney in 5 for Ards, who's going to touch at 25. Definitely in front, McCartney. Coming up now, it's Ellie McCartney. Ciara Fletcher in 4 is right there. In 3 is Kelly Brown, also for NAC. In 6 is Ellie Ward for Nova. It is 5 Ellie McCartney who leads them at the 50-metre mark at 33.27 to Fletcher in 2nd, Ward in 3rd, Brown in 4. McCartney out in front for Ards from Fletcher from Nova. Ellie McCartney and Ciara Fletcher. There was nothing between them this morning in the preliminaries, and there's not much between them in the first 75 metres of this 200-metre breaststroke final. McCartney rises definitely in front, and those long breaststrokes that we see Oisin Cook do, and we will see in a couple of minutes' time. McCartney from Fletcher in 2nd. In 3rd was Ellie Ward, McAvoy there, Brown, Doyle in 6, Davison in 7, but it's still McCartney who leads them. Ellie McCartney from Ciara Fletcher. Going to be close also for 3rd, but these two look booked for 1 and 2 at this stage. It is still Ellie McCartney from Ciara Fletcher as they're going to approach the 150-metre mark. There's not as much between them now. Fletcher beginning to make a few inroads on McCartney. The two of them very close here. The Ard 16-year-old from the 23-year-old from Nova. 7 years in the difference. And 50 metres to go, and it's still McCartney at sub 150, 149.51. Fletcher trying hard. Ellie Ward from Nova Centurion as well is in third. Then Lara McAvoy from ALS is in fourth, but McCartney is definitely in the lead with 25 to go. Ellie McCartney. Fletcher is still trying hard, but McCartney's been in front all the way and does not look like stopping. This has been a super performance from Ellie McCartney and wins it from the front. 2:27.12. What a swim, Ellie McCartney. 2:29.32. Ciara Fletcher. Ellie Ward up for third for Nova. Grace Davison through for fourth. A great night for Grace Davison from Ards. A brilliant race for Ards with a 1-4. In 5 was Lara McAvoy from ALS. Emer Doyle through for 6 for Limerick. Then it was McAuliffe, Brown, Gardner and Galley to finish up. Ellie McCartney 2:27.12. Qualified this morning with 2:31.57. What an improvement, what a swim from the 16-year-old. Not for the first time, is going to be on the winner's podium later this evening. Maya Galley has been disqualified over in lane 9. Not for the first time that lane 9 has got a small disqualification throughout today. We've seen a couple of disqualifications today. We didn't see that many yesterday. But McCartney with a brilliant swim. 2:27.12, won it in the end by over 2 seconds. It was quite close between herself and Fletcher for a long way there. She ended up getting on top and showing her class. That's going to move us to the final event of the evening. We've got three. We've got a junior, transition and open final for the men's 200-metre breaststroke, and possibly the race of the evening to finish up in the open final. We will be starting, however, with the junior final. Starting off closest to us in lane 0 is Ryan McGinley from NAC. Bryn Fitzpatrick from Lisburn is in 1. Ryan Yates from Dolphin is in 2. Kim Davidorge in 3 for Nova. Benji Cummings is in 4 for Ards. Richard McSweeney is in 5 for Dolphin. Deaton Registe is in 6 for Lisburn. Alfie Coogan is in 7 for Athlone. Ben Cardwell in 8 for Bangor. And Michael Feenan in 9 for Sunday's Well. Almost ready for the junior final. And away they go.
Right, last three finals coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Fastest swimmer in
Benji Cummings out fast for Ards in 4. McSweeney is in 5 for Dolphin. He is right there as well in the early stages. On the far side in lane 7 and 8, good swims from Coogan and Cardwell to start off with. In lane 2, Yates with a bit of progress as well. He might just touch in 3rd, as it's going to be Cummings from McSweeney. Yates in 3rd, Davidorge 4, Cardwell 5. Then McGinley 6 as they go towards the 75-metre mark. And it's definitely Benji Cummings out in front of McSweeney. Potentially Davidorge in 3 moving forward into 3rd at this stage. And it is Cummings in 4. From in 5 is McSweeney. Near side in 3 is Davidorge. In 6 is Registe. In 2 is 8. They're all quite close together, but it is currently Benji Cummings. Benji Cummings comes out in front, 1:10.25 at halfway for Benji Cummings from Ards. In 2nd, right beside him, is McSweeney from Dolphin. Davidorge in 3rd. Registe maybe in 4th at the 1:25 mark. 8th in lane 2, closer to us, swimming quite well and is right there. But it is still Benji Cummings. Now in 3, Kim Davidorge coming right up to press him at the 1:50 mark. It might just be Cummings just from Davidorge. McSweeney 3rd, Registe a couple off them in 4th. Cardwell out in 8 was in 5th. Then Alfie Coogan was right there as well. It is still Cummings. Davidorge trying hard, McSweeney trying hard. The 3 of them are a little bit clear on the rest of them, and it could be a pulsating finish to the junior final. It could not that much between them. It is Benji Cummings still out in front, and he's potentially left a little bit in the tank because he's coming home very strongly indeed. Benji Cummings takes the junior final at 2:28.38. 4 hours from Kim Davidorge in 2nd. Richard McSweeney in 3rd for Dolphin. A good swim from him. Deaton Registe for 4th. Coogan 5, Cardwell 6. Then McGinley, Fitzpatrick 8th, and Michael Feenan. Benji Cummings 2:28.38. 4 seconds swifter than this morning. So very impressive from Benji Cummings. Well done to him from Ards, just 15 years of age. So well done to Benji Cummings. And we are going to move on to the transition final. 2 more finals this evening in this evening session of day 2 of the Irish Short Course Championships. Moving on to the transition final. Starting off closest to us, lane 0, Owen Walsh. From Cookstown is Owen Walsh. From lane 1 is Shane Kelly from NAC. In 2 is Killian O'Sullivan from UCD. In 3 is Stephen Murphy from Templeogue. 4 is Liam O'Connor from Terranure. 5, Ali Ryan from Coolmine. Ben Woodside in 6 from Larne. Ronan Kilcoyne in 7 from Sligo. Ewan Maguire in 8 from NAC. And Jack Carrick to finish off in 9 from Limerick. Liam O'Connor with the fastest preliminary time of 2:24.07, only just missing out on the final by less than 0.1 of a second. The open final, that is. Ali Ryan, the second fastest in this heat at 2:25.87. And they're off. As they head to the 50-metre mark, quite close at the moment between lane 6, that's Ben Woodside, Liam O'Connor in 4 from Terenure, Ryan in between them in 5, close between all of them. Ewan Maguire out in 8, touched in 3rd for NAC. It's still 6 and 4, the leaders at 75. Ben Woodside, Liam O'Connor.
Let's see, he's got the work for the 700. Trevor Shorter, nice breakout on long. Coming through strong. You can see Woodside strength as his tech. Gets that head down and just cut.
It's very close here between Woodside in 6, O'Connor in 4. In between them, Ali Ryan. But Liam O'Connor now coming just into the lead now as they approach the 125 marker. Liam O'Connor from Woodside in 6. Ali Ryan is in 5. Then potentially Stephen Murphy from Tempalogue in 3 is in 4th. He's definitively in 4th as well. It's quite close here between 6 and 4. Not much in it between Ben Woodside and Liam O'Connor. Potentially still Ben Woodside as they approach 150. 50 to go. Ben Woodside definitely 144.22 to 145.20. 146.15 for Ali Ryan. 50 to go. Woodside from Liam O'Connor. And Woodside at the moment looks like he's got Liam O'Connor's measure. Ben Woodside from Larne, Liam O'Connor from Terenure, Ali Ryan from Coolmine in between them. 25 to go. Ben Woodside just going to come up in front of Liam O'Connor from Terenure, who's trying to finish with a flourish. Ben Woodside looks to have had his measure all the way though, and Ben Woodside is going to do it. Ben Woodside wins the transition final, 2:20.21. Liam O'Connor 2:21.44. Much improved on his preliminary time. It was only the fact that Ben Woodside has improved 6 seconds from this morning. 2:22.1 for the 18-year-old from Larne, who was 2:26 this morning. Much better on this occasion. That would have got him in to the final if he'd produced that this morning. But a very good swim from Ben Woodside takes home the transition final of the 200-metre breaststroke from Liam O'Connor in 2nd, Ali Ryan 3rd, Stephen Murphy, then O'Sullivan, Kilcoyne, Kelly, Maguire, Carrig and Walsh. And we are now down to our final swim, our final race of the 200-metre open breaststroke final, and a race that has been richly anticipated by plenty here today, because it is a very strong renewal of the race. Starting off in lane 0, that is Matthew Hand from Ards. Andrea Malia is in lane 1 for ASA Malta. Thomas White is in 2 for Nova Centurion. Andrew Feenan, he has a chance in this, is in 3 for Sunday's Well. In 4, probably the favourite. He won the 100 metres breaststroke last night. He was the quickest time this morning. Oisin Cook from Tuam, 2:08.68 this morning. Owen Corby in 5. You couldn't rule out if Corby was to do it. The 19-year-old from Limerick. Those two look to be clear alongside Feenan maybe on the figures. Morgan Berryman is in 6 for Larne. Ben Nocton with a good swim earlier today to get himself into lane 7 from Galway. Alex McClelland Maher in 8 for Kilkenny, and Nikita Verternikov finishes them up in 9 for NAC. Tension in the air. The 200-metre breaststroke. Cook in 4, Corby 5, Feenan in 3. They're the three that are clear on the figures. Well, the figures don't always mean everything. Everyone watching on with eagle eyes. Fascinating to see that the competitors that just finished up in the transition final have all stayed. They've delayed their showers to go and watch this, and you cannot blame anyone. Eight lengths of the pool, 200 metres, breaststroke final, the final race of the day, and they are off. And it is Cook that's going to come out in front. Cook from Corby, 4 and 5, the two of them already clear of 6. Morgan Berryman with a good start. Also in 3 is Andrew Feenan, Thomas White in 2 with a good start. Matthew Hand from Ards with a very good start as well, but it's definitely Cook from Corby at the moment as they're going to head to the 50-metre mark. Cook is getting there in 29.15 to Corby 29.6. Then comes Feenan, 30.39 in 3. Hand was 4 at the 50-metre change. Cook from Corby. Look at Cook's stroke. He just gained so much ground with every stroke. He touches at 75 and he's already got a commanding lead over Corby. Corby's going to have to go somewhere because Cook is continuing to pile it on out in front. The 20-year-old from Tuam, Oisin Cook, is clear by, I'd say, a second at halfway. A minute 7.7. Corby 1:02.46. I don't think Corby's going to get him here. Oisin Cook, at the moment, swimming clear. This is an almighty performance. He did 2:08.68 this morning. Can he go quicker this time round? Cook from Corby in second. Andrew Feenan for Sunday's Well in third. In 4 is Berryman. Ben Nocton with a huge swim in 7. But it is still Oisin Cook at 1:50. He's there in 1:33.22. Can he break 2:08? Oisin Cook from Owen Corby, 1:35.26. Corby is still trying hard. Cook from Corby. Cook and Corby, they're beginning. You can see the exertions. Oisin Cook, though, he's there in around 1:50 with 25 to go. Oisin Cook from Corby, and he's kept up this margin throughout the entirety of this race. Cook trying to get below 2:08, and he's going to do so, I think. Cook has done it. Cook 2:06.81. What a swim from Oisin Cook. He does it from Corby, 2:08.12. Feenan through for third, 2:11.81. Monumental swim from Oisin Cook, 2:06.81. Looking at it, back Berryman 4, White 5, Ben Nocton 6, Hand 7, Malia, McClellan-Maher and Vadernikov. Almighty swims from all of them, but Oisin Cook with an Irish senior record. Oisin Cook has broken the Irish senior record. What a swim in lane 4 from the 20-year-old from Tuam. He was threatening to break it this morning. There was word around, would he do it? Could he do it? He has done it. Oisin Cook has broken the Irish record with 2 minutes 6 seconds. 2:06.81. Oisin Cook, Corby 2:08.12. An almighty swim from the man from Limerick to come second. The 200 metre. The 200 metre breaststroke. Dara Green, the former record holder, at 2 minutes 2:07.6. That has been smashed by Oisin Cook, 2:06.81. He has broken the record. Corby not far off the record in his own right, only 0.5 of a second behind, 2:08.12. Feenan 2:11.81. Berryman 2:15.55, a very good swim also from himself. Quicker than this morning. Thomas White 2:17. Quicker than this morning. Ben Nocton 2:19. He'll be delighted to have broken that 2:20 barrier. Matthew Hand, Malia, McClellan-Maher and Vadernikov all bettering their morning action. Absolutely brilliant to watch what we have just watched there. It did strike that it could be something special that we could have seen in that final race. Plenty had stayed around just to watch it, and they'll be very glad that they have. A real great advocate this for all things club swimming. And with that in mind, just what's on your screen at the moment with the Swim Ireland Clubs and Community Prize draw, supporting all those clubs in obviously these tough times over the last couple of years, but a great opportunity for yourself to win a prize and also to help out your local club. All you have to do is buy a €5 ticket, and that €5 ticket gives you a chance to win a trip to New York, a staycation at the Photo Island Resort, a break at the Castleroy Hotel in Limerick, or a whole host of other prizes. So go and buy your €5 ticket. €4 of each ticket goes to the club you choose to support. And find out more information at swimireland.ie. If that race wasn't a good enough advocate for club swimming, I'm not sure much will be. Moving on to a couple of presentations that are going to wrap us up for the evening, of which has been a serious day of swimming here in the National Aquatic Centre. We're seeing Jack Chambers, who was the Minister for Sport, who was up talking to me. The commemorative medal here for the 100-metre backstroke going to Iona Colbert, with Lottie Cullen from Swim Belfast getting the bronze. Kilkenny in second is Maria Godden, and the winner from UCD, Jenna McDougall. What a swim from the 19-year-old, with a sub-minute swim to get herself a gold medal. And reverse the placings with Godden from the 50-metre backstroke last evening. McDougall getting up in the dying stretches of that swim. Next up will be the men's 100-metre backstroke, which was won in brilliant fashion by Pietro Ubertali from Natar West. He'll be getting the gold commemorative medal. This time of asking, it's the Swim Ireland CEO, Sarah Keane, giving out the medals. Jordan McPhail getting the commemorative medal. And Joe Reedy from Kingdom getting the bronze for Ireland. Well done to Joe. Adam Geddes from Banbridge getting that silver medal. A brilliant swim from Geddes. And the gold medal goes to Adam Barnes from Ards. Did it superbly and won the gold medal. Ubertali not there in the presentation. We're very close to the end of our coverage for this evening. What has been absolutely brilliant here in the National Aquatic Centre. And the great thing about it all is that we're back again tomorrow. We go again for day 3, the final day, and a jam-packed Saturday of action. What to look forward to in the morning: the 50-metre freestyles, the 50-metre breaststroke, the 200-metre backstroke, 100-metre butterfly, the 200-metre medleys, the 400-metre freestyles, and the 200-metre medley relays. All of them for male and female. So make sure to join us at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for those heats. I'll be joined by John Kenny in the hot seat tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. As we're just waiting for a couple more. Obviously we had this at the back end of yesterday as well, where swimmers have just finished their race and are just trying to cool down and maybe grab a quick shower before coming out and collecting their medal. "200-metre breaststroke. Medals now going to go out. Plenty of commemorative medals here. Ellie Ward with the commemorative medal. And it was Lara McAvoy with the bronze for Ireland from ALS. Fine swim from the 20-year-old in a bronze medal, and Ellie Ward with the commemorative award. Ciara Fletcher with the commemorative medal for silver, and the national silver going to Grace Davison. What a day for young Grace from Ard, 14 years of age, and it might only be topped by the day from Ellie McCartney, the 16-year-old from Ards. What a day for Ard Swimming Club, as McCartney got the better of some very good challengers to win the 200-metre women's breaststroke. A fine performance from the 16-year-old, adding to her tally of medals over the weekend so far. A fine prospect for Irish swimming. And the men's 200-metre breaststroke is going to be the final presentation. And three very worthy men picking up their medals on this occasion. In the third, with a very honourable swim, is Andrew Feenan from Sunday's Well Swim Club in third. Well done to Andrew, a fine swim. Silver medal goes to Owen Corby for the second evening in a row. He has to settle for second best in the breaststroke. And the gold medal and the Irish senior short course champion, and also the Irish senior record for short course 200-metre breaststroke. We have seen a senior record broken this evening, and it is Oisin Cook from Tuam, the 20-year-old, and he gets a rich round of applause from those in the Aquatic Centre, and as he should. Well done, Oisin Cook. 20-year-old from Tuam with such a bright future ahead of him. He broke the Irish senior record. And that completes all the presentations. There'll be a rich round of applause now for all the officials who have done such a great job, all brilliant volunteers. And these sort of events couldn't be done without them. But that's it for today. As I mentioned, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the heats. So our coverage will start at around 9:55 tomorrow morning. It's been a pleasure to bring you these pictures, and we really hope you've enjoyed the stream supplied to you by Swim Ireland on the Swim Ireland YouTube channel, or in conjunction with HBV Studios. I've been Andrew Blair-White. I've really enjoyed today. Hope you have too. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning with John Kenny. But until now, have a good evening, and I'll see you again tomorrow.